Hey guys, it's Dag and it's Peep. She's over there and I'm right here, and we are here for SWTOR Storytime. So because it's Wednesday and that's what we do on Wednesdays, we are leveling a couple of Imperial characters through the Star Wars: The Old Republic game because we like the storylines that they have for the different classes. And I've got a bounty hunter who's basically Mandalorian, right? And then she is running an Imperial agent. And so we are someplace, I don't even remember where we are at the moment. Let me figure that out, because I've been moving characters all over the place this morning trying to figure out where we're going. And yeah, I don't even know where we are. I guess I've got to go and look
We're
at the...
supposed to be on terrace.
We are. Well, I am. I'm on terrace.
Yep.
So anyway, yeah, we're on terrace, and I'm hanging out there.
Last
somewhere
time
around
we
this...
did your stuff, and this time
Yeah, we're going to be doing
my
your stuff today. So I've
Yeah.
got yeah.
Yep.
Before we move on, I have this fun little thing that I do, which is to share with everybody that today is a National Cheeseburger Day. So sometime in September, back in I think it was like the 1930s. I have to look at I have to double check the little cheat sheet that I saw here. 1930, the cheeseburger was born. And basically someone had like a round patty of meat between two buns, and I guess the guy just threw a slice of American cheese on top of it and called it a cheese hamburger. So there's people arguing over the fact that, well, that's not a real cheeseburger because you didn't call it cheeseburger. So some dude like the same year in a different part of the country actually started calling cheese on top of a hamburger a cheeseburger. And so there's this battle going on about, well, who actually invented it? Because the first one that was created was this one guy, and then the guy started calling it a cheeseburger as someplace else. So anyway, who cares? All I know is that if you want a cholesterol hit, go get a cheeseburger today, because it's National Cheeseburger Day and you deserve it. And don't forget the fries, okay? Gotta have fries with those burgers. So anyway, there was another holiday that I thought was kind of interesting. I was going to check on that too. Let's see, what was the other one? Water Monitoring Day. Okay, I'm going to get on my old man horse here for a second. One of the things that absolutely drives me insane is when it is raining and people have their automatic sprinkler systems running on their lawn. It has been raining here today, and people are running the sprinklers. We passed 3 of our neighbors this morning who are running sprinklers, and the water is going off on, out in the street and all that fun stuff. And it's like, monitor your damn water usage. People don't care because, hey, we're in a particular area of the state that gets a lot of water because of the all the infrastructure and work that our particular water district has done. But they forget that stuff is a resource. It can go away very quickly, and not to waste it. Unfortunately, people like their lawns. We don't have one, but yeah, people like the lawns, and yeah. Anyway, let's move on. I'm getting off my my old man horse, and yeah, wah, get off my lawn. Get off my watered lawn. Yeah, exactly. So, Peep, what?
Don't you not have? Do you have like a green lawn?
I have no green lawn. I have no brown lawn. I have no lawn, period.
Yeah.
When we first moved into our house, there was like grass in the front, and people, well, okay, here's a fun story. My house was a grow house before we moved in.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so anyway, the people that lived there, I guess, harvested in the middle of the night. And when they did that, they drove a panel truck into the backyard and across the front lawn. And they broke every sprinkler in the lawn. All the pipes were broken and all that fun stuff. So when we moved into the house, there was a lot of repair work to do, and the lawn had not been watered for like, I don't know, almost a year. I think the house had been vacant. But yeah, we made the decision right then and there. We were not going to put a lawn back in. The homeowners association came knocking at the door. Hi, welcome to the neighborhood. When are you going to replace your lawn? Seriously, that was the second thing that came out of their mouth. And it's like, they gave us a fruit basket and said, when are you going to replace your lawn? And I told them we're not. And their jaws dropped and hit the floor. And it's just like, but we're going to replant. It's just going to take time. And we're not putting grass in. And they're just going, but everybody has grass. I go, we won't. Thank you very much for the fruit. Goodbye.
Too much water. Sorry, guys. Oh.
All right. Where are you, Peep?
I am in my stronghold at the moment.
Oh, well, get your tail out here, because we got to go do some stuff for you.
Give me a second.
All right.
I got full bags, so.
I'm sorry.
I gotta,
yeah, my bags are pretty full too, but I
gotta unload these bags. Gotta do it. Unload the bags.
Now, if I go to my stronghold, can I just port right back to where I was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I'm going to go dump the stuff off of my bag as well. Travel. Except I don't remember if I have a bank in my bag, in my stronghold.
Well, I don't know. You can come to mine if you want.
I don't. Oh, yeah, I do. I got it. Oh, I got a legacy cargo. That'll do. That'll work.
That'll work for now.
Yeah, as long as the stuff's bound. Yeah. Not bound, I mean.
I know what you
Pooh. So everything, I've got 3 pieces that are bound. I'm not going to be able to put in here. All right,
I've got a bunch of gifts that I can give you for Mako.
Oh, okay. I got some gifts that I can give her too. Well, I got one anyway. All right, so let's go back.
If you have any cultural artifacts, then Vector needs those. Bug Boy.
Is that what she likes? Culture?
He likes culture. It's what he likes.
Oh, your guy.
Your lady likes technology.
Yeah, she's into the tech. And I've got a welding torch that she wants. Oh, well, never mind. I can't give it to her while I'm standing here, so I guess we're going to exit. Okay.
Just go to another room go out in the hallway. It'll be fine. Sometimes it bugs out.
Let's try this again. That's weird.
It is weird.
Oh, there we go.
An old bug. It's just an old bug that they haven't fixed.
Oh, she was very happy to get that welding torch.
Have this welding torch. It's great.
Oh, thanks. You love me so much.
Thanks. Bug Boy has higher standards. He's got higher standards. He wants he wants cultural crap. He wants to go to a museum.
He's a cultured bug, is that what you're telling me?
Mm-hmm. This belongs in a museum.
Cultured cricket.
Yes, cultured cricket.
Okay, so I'm going to return to Terrace now.
Hold on a second. I'll be right there. Just gotta...
Right. No worries.
They were so full, so full. I had like literally 2 spaces left, and I was like, uh-oh.
Well, I got 2 lines of spaces, so I'm okay for the time.
When did I forget about doing this? That's not good. No. I don't need to do that. Okay. Now. This. Here. There we go. And. Now, there, and then.
Got to look at my mounts, because I've got new mounts and I want to make sure that they show up in my mount list.
Ooh.
Looking through here, looks like all of these. Oh, nope. Well, this one should be. There we go. Took that one. And now everyone should be able to get that one. Any others? No, everything else is... Okay, I think I got all my mounts now. Let's see if I have... Abilities. Oh, I got to tell you about my stream yesterday for my Final Fantasy. So I had a raid to do, and I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and do this raid online, and we'll see how that works out. And so I went ahead and fired up the whole thing, and luckily for me, it was like only about a 15. It wasn't even a 15-minute wait to get in, so that was good. But it was one of those things where they were like, yeah, we're just going to like completely run through it at the speed of sound, and we don't care if you've never been in here or not. And yeah, that was real annoying as hell. So it was just, I mean, I survived.
Like it wasn't very fun.
I was going to say I survived with just 3 deaths. And I told people, when I first started out, because like I'm going in, I was like, I am a noob. Tell me where not to stand. And yeah, nobody was kind enough to even respond. So luckily,
lovely.
Yeah, luckily the gal or the person that was healing was cool. They went ahead and took care of things.
So, this is the behavior that we're supposed to be, like, this is supposed to be, Final Fantasy is supposed to be the friendly game, but I've never found that it is.
Well, that one caught me, that really did catch me off guard with regards to, what they were doing. And it's like, can you guys slow up? Because I really would like to learn the fight. And
Yep.
I'm sure that they were like, all much higher level than me, but it didn't matter. It's like, how do you learn a fight? It's like, okay, I'm by myself, I'm playing by myself.
They expect you to go online and watch a YouTube video before
I did, but I'll be honest with you, a lot of the older raid material, the videos are like, okay, do this, and then you turn this way, and then this boss you do this, and they're turn this way, and it's like, slow down. I watched one of the videos 3 times in order to try to capture what the issues were with regards to like the ground stuff. But and I caught some of it, but when you're running when you're running through this stuff so fast that, like, for example, in the raid that I did yesterday, they ran, it's a Y-shaped raid. So you go left first, and then you're supposed to like somehow go back to the beginning. And I was expecting them to run back, but I didn't know that there was a portal there, and the entire raid party disappeared. And it's like, what happened to them? They all used the portal to go back to the beginning and then run to the right side of the Y. But I had completely forgotten about that. So I'm like trying to figure out what I was trying to pick up my loot, and I got nothing out of the raid. I mean, there wasn't anything that dropped that was useful for me. So I was just like, yeah, that was kind of a complete waste of time as far as gear was concerned. But then I get through that, and I'm going, okay, now I can go back and pick up the rest of the storyline and work. No, You got through 3 more quests, and then all of a sudden, guess what? You got to do another damn raid. I'm going, you got to be kidding me. And it's like, it was like 1:15 at that point. I'm just like, I'm not doing this raid.
Going to bed, forget it.
Yeah, I just like, that's the end of it. I'm not going to do it.
No, thank you.
So I need to decide what I'm doing, because raiding, if I'm doing the raid for the very first time, it's a good gag. I mean, it made for some pretty interesting. A lot of people were like, "Yeah, that's cool. You doing this raiding and stuff like that," and it's on my TikTok and everything. So it's good advertisement. But I'll swear to God, it's like, yeah, not exactly
I got
fun
stuff
trying
for
to do
Mako.
it. Oh, you have some stuff? Hopefully not too much stuff. Because like I said, I don't have a lot of
you can
space.
Give it to her right now. Give it to her right now.
Oh, okay.
Just give it to her immediately.
Give me the stuff.
Give her this stuff right now. Just give it to her. She will like it.
All right, now I gotta find it. I gotta unmount.
She will like it.
Get her back. There you are.
She will like it. She will like it. She will like it.
Are you serious? Thank you.
Are you serious?
She will. She'll be like, this is the best.
Are you serious?
She's going to love me. I'm going to buy her your love, Mako.
Are you serious? Thank you.
Can't buy me love.
Are you serious? Thank you. Are you serious? Thank you.
Everybody tells me so.
Are you serious? Thank you.
You can't buy love.
Are you serious? Thank you.
Everybody
Are you
told me
serious?
so.
Thank you.
No, 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 no.
Are you serious? Thank you.
Okay.
Are you
I know
serious?
where I'm going.
Thank you.
One more.
Are you serious?
No
Thank you.
problem.
I want to see what she, what's her level now. She's level 20. Thank you, Mako. All right. You'll be protecting my ass now. Thank you. All right. Let's go.
Alright, okay. I know where we're going.
So how many level 80s do you have in Warcraft?
1.
Okay.
Everybody
I have
else is
one.
72, 73, 74. and
I have
75.
175. That's it.
Mhm.
I haven't finished going through all the stuff yet. So
I really jammed on my main to get him up because I wanted to.
you want to raid
make
with
sure
your
that-
folks, right?
Yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to because of my arthritis, but I'm gonna try on one of the LFR Saturdays. I'll try and let's see. It really sucks because I'm missing out on probably season 1 rating because of this freaking arthritis. But they're doing some things to help me. They've given me a couple of add-ons. Oops, wrong way. They've given me a couple of names of some add-ons that might help.
Mm-hmm.
There's one called GSE, which can put a whole bunch of spells on one button.
Oh, cool.
And I so far haven't, and it doesn't break the game. It's not against the rules.
Is it
It's,
like macro-based kind of thing?
Yeah, it's a macro compiler, basically.
Oh, okay.
And,
So
I
you
was
build
like,
your
"Is
macros
this
and then you
against
can
the
string
rules?"
them
And-
together?
Yeah, the add-on does it for you.
Oh,
And
okay.
So it's kind of a large learning curve, so I don't really know what I'm doing yet, but one of my guildies is going to help me, and he said he's been using it for years because he has carpal tunnel syndrome. He's trying to avoid
Clickety-click.
surgery. So he's
Right.
like, listen, I just put it all on the one button macro, and I'm always third on the DPS list. And so that might help. And I was like, well, that's cool. So we'll see. We'll see. my main problem is getting out of the way of things. I mean, I haven't. Getting your DPS up, that's a whole other matter because there's a lower item over here, by the way. Click
I
the
gotta
rock.
catch up to you because you're like way behind me, or way in front of me.
Not that much in front, just a little. There you go.
Environmental something. Environment of Taurus. Codex entry. Yay. Okay.
All right, so I gotta go scan the first triangulation point. We might have to kill these guys first. Nope. I am scanning. Oh, nope. I have to go
Gotta
in
kill
here
'em?
and order these people. Yep. That was funny watching Vector look for a target. He's like, oh, which target? Which one do you want?
You're killing them too fast.
He was a little confused because I didn't tell him who to attack. He was like, what? Okay. I don't know if you can see the personal holocom, so I'll try to get
cannot.
through it.
I see that I see a bubble above your head. That's all I see.
Oh no! Basically, Chance is. He says, I know you're busy, sir, so I'll keep it short. Any progress finding Kai Sazin? And I say, I'm following this lead. I met Dr. Loken at Nason Godera's lab, and he thinks Sazin is raiding facilities across Terrace, and I'm en route now. He says, that's great. That name rings a bell. Dr. Loken, Imperial Intelligence. 12 confirmed kills over 30 years. Not a lot in the file. Be careful with that man, and contact me when you find anything. I say, understood. Thank you. He says, I don't agree with how Master Kothi is handling you. I have the codes, but I don't plan to use them. Chance out. So he's trying to be a good guy. Okay.
Okay.
And remember, I am a double agent. I'm supposed to be pretending to be interested in joining the Republic, and I am not. I am an Imperial spy. But the catch is that the Dark Jedi who's in charge of this whole program on the Republic side put a mind control. He flipped a mind control switch in my head.
Yeah, you're chipped. So
Now,
Elon
how
Musk
the hell
has taken
did that
over.
get in there? How did that get in there?
Yeah.
That's strange. The Republic doesn't use mind control technology. I wonder who might have put that chip in my head.
Your
I
bosses.
think it might have been... I don't know. Satan? Church lady flashback. Okay, it's an SNL joke. I don't know if you got it. Do you remember Church lady? Drew Carey? Not Drew Carey. Drew, oh, what the hell? I can't remember his name. Damn it.
I do not remember.
The church lady. Not Drew Carey. Oh, now it's gonna bother me. I can't remember the comedian's name. He was in that whole cast with Phil Hartman and... Okay, now I'm gonna try to scan again, and there you're not gonna see the video. That's really sad. Sorry.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Gotta try again. It does not work. Okay, got my
I got my
scan
blender
done.
out.
Okay,
My juicer.
so now I don't have a phone call, so let's... The juicer!
Yep, I got my juicer.
Why is it the juicer?
Oh, it looks like a blender, that's all. It's got 3 blades, and so I just call it my juicer.
The juicer! What am I on? I'm on the Vespa.
Well, my Vespa is the one that goes beep beep.
Ciao, ciao.
Yeah, mine was 3
Nothing.
blades. It's like it slices, it dices, it even makes julienne fries.
Julien's. And if you buy one today, you get 40%
You get
off.
these Ginsu knives.
Get the
But wait,
Ginsu
there's
knives
more.
along with your purchase. Only $9.99 a month. $9.99 a month for 12 months. $9.99 a month.
But wait, we have more. KTEL brings you. I actually have a couple of
Power
LPs, KTEL
The
LPs.
Power Chords collection.
I think I have like the best of KTEL from the 1970s or something like that.
Do you?
Yeah. Actually, it was a pretty decent album if you like pop music, you know. It's like, oh, okay, this is kind of a fun thing to have in my collection.
All right, I got another phone call.
All right, take your cell phone call.
Hello? This is Pickles.
Is this the party to whom I am speaking?
Dr. Loken says, I'm receiving faint signals from an old Teresian transport station. Were I a betting man, I'd say our bio-research lab, our Jedi's next target, is in there. And I say, tell me about the lab. And he says, nothing pertinent. I understand the lab itself was built by Dr. Durant, departed. I don't know whether the Jedi and her people have found the lab yet, so do be cautious. I look forward to hearing what you find. I really like Dr. Loken. He's such an old reprobate. I adore him. He's one of my favorite companions. Okay, let's go this way. Whee! Alright, we're gonna have to murder Rakghouls.
All right, no worries. I will go and murder away. Let's set off some fireworks while I'm at it.
Do it!
Here, have some fireworks.
Oh, I need to refresh my keybind, so just give me
Okay.
1 second.
I'm gonna
You can murder
take care
if
of
you
these
want
guys.
to. Go ahead, I forgot that I needed to refresh my keybind. New keybind. Alright.
Oh,
New
right in the
keybind.
head.
What's that? A0? Okay. Give me a key. It's a new keybind.
I got some conquest out of that. Yay.
Nice. Yeah, we gotta go all the way to the back. Ah, my screen just froze. Okay, no, we're back.
I
This
doubt it
way,
still functions.
this way.
Yeah, it looks like the Bay Area Rapid Transit System.
I think it looks a little more like New York.
Well, they just, I got some coming up behind me, but they just announced it's like 50 years this week for the opening of the Bay area, for the Bay 2. The Bay Bridge, not Bay Bridge, but yeah. So we've got 3.5 mile tube that goes underneath the San Francisco Bay connecting Oakland and San Francisco. It's 50 years old now. Yay.
Right.
It's like, okay. I remember taking that thing like every damn day.
Were you born out there? Or did you just go to college and stay?
No, I was born in San Jose.
Huh?
So
See, I never knew that.
I've been in the Bay Area my entire life. Well, some of the Bay Area, yeah. technically,
You're
where
native Californian.
yeah, technically the area where I live is considered central coast California, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I didn't know you were actually from California.
Yep. Born and raised.
Nobody's from California. This is from California too, isn't he?
Who is?
Crow.
Oh, yeah, because he
Also,
actually,
like a native from California.
yeah, he lived in Santa Cruz, I think, for a long time, which is like an hour and a quarter from where we live now, but it used to be like more like 40 minutes when I was
Right.
growing up. So, yeah, we're not too far away. Now he
in
lives about 3 hours south of us. So
Fresno? He's in
Yeah.
Fresno now, I think.
Fresno's further south, Central Valley.
Super hot. Not next to the ocean.
No, it's Central Valley, yeah. So it is very agricultural. The biggest thing going on there is they've got Fresno State University, which is actually kind of a cool little school, but it is, for the most part, very rural and kind of second tier as far as sports and stuff are concerned. And
No, I'd be okay with that.
I have a lot of friends of mine that went to Fresno
don't
State.
care
My
about
cousin went to Fresno State, the one that's like a week older than me.
I did not go to college at college age, so I don't have an alma mater.
Oh, I do, but my alma mater doesn't even have a football team anymore.
I went to Colorado State Metropolitan University.
Okay.
In my 30s, and I didn't finish there. I finished at Southern New Hampshire University online.
Yeah, I did 4 years at Santa Clara University, and it's like, yeah, I'm glad I did it. At the same time, it's like, I wish that I'd gone to my original school choice, which was? That was actually UC Davis, but yeah. It's like I had the opportunity to go to a private school, and it's like, okay, I can actually afford this, sort of, with
I was
loans
in
and
a
everything
band
else.
after high school. Or I was in a band during high school, and then after high school, me and the drummer moved out to Seattle to try to do music, and it did not work out. Probably surprised nobody, but we gave it our best shot.
No, you got it. Like, you and I talked about my son, right? It's like, he had to give it a shot. I'm glad he did.
It was fun. We never actually managed to get a group together. I mean, it was... Oh, Jeff, there was so much heroin at that time, and it was a real problem.
Yeah, I'm sure there were issues
Not a good situation.
for my kid, too, but he's kind of moved on from all of that.
I used to be really bitter about it, but now I'm like, what? Good.
See, my big thing when I was going to school, it was Coke. Everybody was like, yeah.
Well, it's always been really difficult to make a living doing music.
Yeah.
If I had stayed, and I probably should have stayed. I probably just should have stayed and just been a studio musician. And as long as you're willing to be a studio musician and take every gig on the planet and everything, you can keep working. You can work, but you've gotta. I probably would have had to move to California, and I probably would have had to be just kind of really super poor for a couple of years, and then just get established as a studio musician, and then you can sort of.
There's a chronicle over here. I don't know what
Here we
that
go.
is.
Eh,
What's a chronicle?
It's for me. It's for me. Can you see the video?
No, I can't. All
Oh.
I see is
All
your
right.
bubble. And now your bubble's gone. Okay.
All right. Is the Chronicle... It's not it's not a quest available to you, right?
No, it says it's not. I'm not eligible.
Basically, there's a whole bunch of this that you're not going to be able to see, which is really sucky. It's
Yeah,
they put a lot of it instance in the
just the owner.
own
Yeah,
files and
this
crap.
is only for agents.
It's just a recording from the Jedi that we're looking, and I'm not going to spend a bunch of time. She's basically just saying how powerful she is and how much of a badass she is and how everybody should respect her. And she's clearly a dark Jedi. So. She is a dark Jedi! And if I have a chance, I'm going to say to her, you should go join the Sith. They would like you. I gotta kill 20 of these guys. These Nikto. Oh my gosh. Curtis just got asked to develop a creative writing curriculum for the whole Department of Corrections.
Oh, wow. That's a good thing.
I just texted him. Amazing! He says he feels inadequate, but yeah.
Probably won't get paid for it, but yeah.
No, he will. I mean, he gets paid his regular salary, I'm sure, but
Right.
curriculum development is actually part of his job, so he's a teacher in the prison, and that is one of the things that he's supposed to do, is develop curricula. So he'll get paid. It's just, wow. For the whole DOC? Because that could lead to big things, actually. I'm gonna message him. I'm streaming with Jeff right now. And he says, what do you say? What do you say, Jeff?
What do I say?
Yeah,
Congrats,
what do you say?
dude.
Congrats.
Go do it.
Dude.
Make it happen.
Mhm.
Make it so.
Make it show. Show it make. Phew. Sir Modi B. Alright, let's see here. Pushoo. Alright.
Talk about.
Here. Go these guys. Shoot. Bang, bang. My coffee got cold. I need to go pop it in the microwave. I'll be right back.
All right. Pop away.
Less than 15 seconds.
So obviously Peep doesn't have one of those coffee making computers like Nerdforge does. Oh. I'll have to ask her if she's seen that.
Making computer?
Yeah,
What?
so there's a creator that I follow. She calls herself Nerdforge, and she's kind of a badass for like doing all kinds of fun crafting and stuff. And
Right.
she does, obviously, I mean, she does like the, she does like the cosplay stuff, but that's not the only gig. She does also like a lot of like putting together stuff. She loves coffee. I think she's German. She loves coffee, so she decided to create a computer that had a built-in coffee maker. So literally, you know, it creates the coffee, and you know, she puts the beans in. It has a hopper for the beans and the whole thing, and she makes the coffee. Yeah.
So she orders the coffee on her computer, and it makes
No. She has to like open up a trap door and do all that, but it's got a carafe that's built in, you know.
But does she like? Why is it important that it's in the computer? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, she just wanted it all in one. It was just this thing that she wanted to do, and so she put it all in one, and it's like, yeah, okay.
Yes, but does she use the computer to order the coffee?
No. Well, I don't know. She might. I mean, it's a regular computer, except it's big enough that it actually has a coffee pot inside of it, you know?
Wouldn't that add extra heat? Now I want to know what she's doing.
Yeah,
Okay,
you'll have to look it up.
It's in the
Nerdforge.
microwave.
Yeah, Nerdforge is her name. So go check her out. She's a lot of fun. She also, I forget how long ago she did something. She was like making she was doing an online stream, and she was doing some kind of work with it, and she literally chopped her pinky off while she was on stream. And it's just like, oh, that's unfortunate. And she went and wrapped her hand, and yeah. So anyway, she created a like a pinky prosthetic for herself. 3D printed. She 3D printed one.
She lost her finger at some point?
Yeah, she cut off her damn finger during the stream. She was doing something, and you know.
Oh, dude, that sucks.
And yeah, she's like, oh, shucks.
So they couldn't attach it back on, huh?
I guess not. Either that, or she waited too long and she wasn't able to. I think you need to go upstairs. I've got a symbol saying you got to go upstairs here.
Yep, I do. I just wanted to murder all of the things.
Okay. I'm helping.
Yep.
I'm all for the murder.
Okay, you should be able to actually see the interaction on this one.
Oh, yes.
They're of one mind, like a swarm. But where is their queen?
You are not to be here. You are not welcome.
Get your bug ass out of here. Oh, talking to you.
You must be Kai Seizen's henchman.
You speak her name. You are not worthy. Die!
No, thank you.
Ah, dude. Last quest, I don't need you.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Miko started jumping all over
servants
things.
I gotcha. No, he started he started some
I may
shit.
die, but she will never be defeated.
That was kind of a
Hit
weak.
him right in the head.
You're in no position to insult anyone.
Kai Seisan saved our homeland. My life belongs to her.
Bug Boy didn't like
You
that.
will become dust, still ignorant of what happened.
He's like, oh, that was mean.
She looks like she's wearing a Star
I don't
Trek
have the
outfit,
patience for games. You are going to talk.
but she's wearing red. That's not a good thing.
Nope. No, it's the shiny red, so it's different. She's beating the poop out of this
We
guy.
think that's enough, Agent. Any more and you'll kill him.
Enough! Please, enough. We came to find the secrets of the ultra-wave transmitter.
Well, it got the
Machine
information I
crafted
wanted,
by
didn't it?
Nassan Godera. Its signals are the song of the Rakghouls. It controls their colonies. When it is ready, they will be her army.
Great.
Your master is a lunatic. You do realize that.
Her mind is not mine to know. The ultra-wave transmitter was never completed. That is our task. The three chosen of Kai Seizen, each with our own mission. I was to obtain Rakghoul biological research from this, the laboratory of Dr. Durant. The chosen Boker seeks data on colony movements. The chosen Fentar seeks a Republic scientist, Dr. Iana Sel, to complete the device. They will triumph soon.
And Kai Seizen? Where is she?
I have told you of my brothers so they may meet you in battle, but I will tell you nothing more.
I appreciate your help. Don't take this personally.
Good night.
And Bug Boy says,
We don't lack for enemies. Maybe it's time to contact friends.
Yeah, I got a phone call. Bug Boy was fine with me knocking him out. He was okay.
how did I get up on top of everything?
We have
This
a
is Leggett to
situation with
Chance.
Kai
We have a
Sazin.
situation
No,
with Kai
she's reading it.
Sazin.
I'm listening.
She's reading it.
Building a Rakghoul army with the ultrawave transmitter?
Building a Rakghoul army with
Why?
the
She
ultrawave
has 2 more sets of
transmitter.
followers
Why?
then. One going after
She
this
has
Republic
2 more
scientist,
sets of
one after the
followers
Rakghoul
then.
colony
One going
data.
after this
We'll have
Republic
to split up to
scientist
stop
and one
them both.
going after the Rakghoul colony data. We'll
We're
have to
seeing this, by the
split
way.
up. Oh, are you? Oh, good.
Yeah,
Good,
yeah.
good. Good.
I tried to stop you.
Divide our resources.
Sorry.
I'll try
That's
to find
okay.
our scientists before the Nikto do. If this Dr. Cell works for the colonists, I should have a shot. You need to figure out where they'd go for Rakghoul colony scans.
Do you have a plan in mind?
Your best chance may be Dr. Loken. He knows the science, the transmitter, and the Rakghouls. And he's smarter than me. I'm not saying trust him, but he could help us to stop the Nikto. Chance out.
Thank you, Chance.
Thanks, Chance.
Take nothing, leave nothing to chance.
Take
You
only
just-
pictures, leave only footprints. Okay.
Yes. Take your toilet paper with you.
You can dig a hole and leave the toilet paper. That's okay.
Well, it depends on the toilet paper.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's all paper. Bugs will eat it if you put it in the ground.
Bears were
The
digging
little
up.
underground buggies. Nah. Nah. Mostly you just put your poop in the ground. Nothing will mess with it if you thing is the spade that you bring with you gotta dig down that far.
Yep.
The length of the spade. And then you
But
pack
most
it
people
down
don't
on
do
the top
that.
and it's fine. They should.
Yeah, most people just like, nah, that's enough. Oh, we gotta run all the way out of here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, bummer.
Yeah. We probably are gonna have to engage some Rakghouls on the way out. We'll see.
You mean like that?
Well, we might be able to get out without doing it.
No, I would, but I mean, they engaged me, so... I'll
Apparently,
just
it is
go
not
back.
gonna happen. You just didn't take the path that was of least resistance. Because
Either
you're
that
a
or they-
bounty hunter and you don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I have no
Take
least.
them in
I
eight-
have no least resistance.
There is
I
no
just gotta-
least resistance setting on a bounty hunter.
I just gotta
They're
blow
just
through
kinda-
everything.
Yeah, they're balls to the wall all the time. Constantly. Forget it, dude.
Well, they're always looking for
We're killing-
hits.
We're killing stuff. This is why we're here. Okay. La, 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 la.
There we go.
We gotta get out. We gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do. Actually, let me look at the world map real quick.
We're gonna
We
go
might
through
be
the
able
wall
to
here
just-
somewhere. There it is.
We could just quick travel to the border assault post. It's only 756 credits.
Quick travel to which one?
Border assault post.
Do. I see. I mean, you're lit up all over my map. So, crater base.
Or we can just burn our way through. It don't matter. But
I'm looking to see where we're supposed to be on the map because this. Oh, there it is. Assault post. The border assault post. Can we get there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Can I? Yes, I'm going there now.
Okay. That'll be quicker than trying to get our way all the way through this Rakghoul city. Rakghoul
See you,
is
bye. Let's see how much crap do I have to get rid of here.
Yep. Stop by. Talk to the nice robot. Hello, nice robot.
Please use all products only as intended.
My nice robot got rid of a whole lot of stuff. Yay.
Hello, nice robot. Here. Take these things. Take these med packs. Alright.
Okay.
Be well.
Be well.
Alright. Cult of Kai Seizen is to the south. I'm not gonna do the chronicles on this character because it'll all be phone calls and you won't be able to see it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to I will either not do it or I'll save it for another time, but I'll do it on my own at some point.
Is it because the it's all for just the agent?
Yeah, it's all just nothing but holo calls the whole time. And it's optional to the storyline. You don't need to finish it. It's just lore. It's lore about Kai Seizen and her cult. Which is frankly not that interesting because cult leaders never are.
Yeah. Well, that's why they
They're al-
have. That's why
they're
they have a
always
cult. They need to
massively
surround
boring.
themselves with interesting people. But
Yep, because they're a massively boring narcissist. So.
yes.
Like they got literally nothing going on. So they have to create their own friend group by making a cult.
Kind of like being a Twitch streamer.
Is this a cult? I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think it's a cult, but damn, it's like, yeah, okay. So you're massively boring. You go online and you try to pretend that you're not massively boring, and then maybe people will follow you, right? Twitch streaming.
No,
What
but
can I say?
you're not massively boring, no.
Oh, okay.
How does that work?
Well, I don't know. People feel sorry for me. I don't know.
Mhm. You've got
we
50 followers.
getting all these
That's
guys?
pretty good for your first year. You know? And once you
Oh, it's
get,
interesting,
once
I
you
get-
get the minimum amount of followers, then
Yeah, I mean, what's
getting
interesting
more.
is having the people that have made affiliate and like, oh, I've been streaming for 1 month and I haven't made affiliate yet. And it's like, oh God, dude, I've been streaming for 12 months and I haven't made affiliate yet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
actually
don't get it. Fine.
1 year anniversary of being on Twitch will be, I think, next Wednesday.
I really wanted to do my own channel, but it is just not going to work. It is a casual channel. I will probably never ever have more than just a couple of followers. That's okay. I don't hardly ever get on and stream anyway. I've been...
Oh, we gotta go
Problem is, I
after
don't-
the treasure box over here? There's a security
I
chest
mean, you can
being
if
guarded.
you want to, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
let's go ahead and
Okay.
take them out.
Kill these guys.
There we go.
Get it. Get the chest.
Crafting
Open
materials.
it.
You get the crafting materials.
No, you can have them. I don't need
Nope,
them.
I can't take them.
Oh. Why?
Hey, Malter, how you doing? So
Okay.
Walter, I ran into as a lead for, or as a moderator on a different stream. So that does Star
Moderator.
Wars. Yeah, he's a moderator on Mrs. Poindexter, I think is her name. Yeah. That's understandable. It's cool. Thanks for stopping by, man. Oh, and this is Fullbuster 500. She's another Star Wars streamer. Yes. Not Poindexter. Yeah, that's my bad. What can I say? Stick around and watch me. I'll mispronounce everything. Trust me. Which way did you go, Peep? Did you go up the trail here?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm getting there. All right, I'm right behind you somewhere, I think. Nope, nope.
You have to come around the debris, the wreckage. You're going the wrong way. Turn around. There you are. Zoom. Got
So,
your
yeah, he
your pod
actually
racing
mods
gate.
for 12 different streamers.
Cool.
That's got to keep you busy, man.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I don't have enough people watching the mod.
Alright, we gotta go to the left.
Okay, so we're gonna take care of all these guys and then go to the left.
Yeah, we gotta kill these Rakghouls here.
I gotta stop wasting my ammo. Don't waste
You're
your
not wasting
fireworks.
it, it regenerates.
Don't jump. Here comes
Yep,
the elevator
don't do
boss.
it. Elevator boss.
Splat.
Gonna fall down that elevator. Not a good idea.
Oh. He was saying that the worst time he ever had modding, that there were 8 people online at the same time. 8 of the streamers that he was working with at the same time. And it's like, ah!
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Were
that would
people
keep
being
you busy.
particularly obnoxious that day? Or?
Well, no, it's just like everybody was on at the same time, you know?
Yep. Gotta make sure that you get all of it done. Doo, doo, doo. Alright. Get him, bug boy! Rudolph Elder Rakghoul.
There we go. All right.
That was funny. You're like, yank, and bug boy's like, no, give him to me.
I knew you were going to do that. It's like, yeah, okay. Get back here.
Well, I didn't do it. He just...
I want him. No, I want him.
I wasn't telling him to... I will, when I'm on my own, tell them when to use their grappling hook. But, when I'm in a group, they just... He just does it when he feels like it. Dr. Loken! Hello, Dr. Loken. What's going on?
Dude. He's talking at both of us.
Cypher, back with hardly a scratch. And here I am, practically electrocuting myself on Nason Gadera's equipment. How embarrassing.
Yeah. Zap.
Kai Sazin is trying to use the ultrawave transmitter to control Rakghouls. But she needs data on Rakghoul colony movements. I want to stop her servants from getting it.
My, that is worrisome. Rakghouls are a hobby of mine. If I wanted Rakghoul colony data, I'd set up a sensor net to collect field readings. If I didn't have a sensor net, I'd use the settlers' sensors along the military front lines. Full of data your friends will want, unless you claim it first.
You're a useful man to have around.
Thank you. And I'm not finished. My own recipe of colto-derivative combat stimulants. Medicine to make you more deadly. Against your enemies, you'll need it.
Now let's hope we can keep the data out of Kai Sazon's hands.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for that insight.
All right.
Bug Boy always has really deep thoughts.
He's got. I mean, he was adopted by bugs. We shouldn't be too.
Yeah, and he's got
touchy.
an entire hive telling him what to think. So.
Yep. No. I mean, they have simple needs.
Okay,
such
we
as
gotta
Bug Boy.
get out of this place, so we might as well just go, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So, we get to the entrance. Can we take a quick break?
Yes, I need to, because I got to give my little dog a pill, and I need to take a bio.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back shortly. Hang in there. If I can find my buttons.
Had to
All right,
give
we're
Odie his
back.
heartburn pill.
Oh, you got him his pills? How's he doing?
Yeah. Doing good. Getting grumpy again, which is a good sign.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just glad he's okay. So you ready
He's a
to?
grumpy little dog, so
You ready to? So he's acting
Bedtime.
himself. That's a good thing. Yeah.
being himself, yeah.
Yeah.
At bedtime, he gets very grumpy. He's like,
Okay. No problem, Maltor. He's got to tuck in oh, whatever. He's got to tuck in some, I guess his kid, right? Yeah. Bedtime for Bonzo.
there's this.
He has a 3-year-old little girl.
Ooh. A three-nager.
A 3-ager? Is that what she said?
Three-nager.
Oh,
Three-nager.
yeah, a 3-nager. We're gonna skip all these guys on the right and just kind of cruise through. Up! Yeah.
Nothing more going on.
That
in
was
here.
funny. It was like you dragged
Just
that one
like
back.
little-
I was jumping to him and I shifted space. I shifted direction in the middle of the my jump.
That's always fun.
It's like, whoa! Where'd I go?
SWTOR.
Elevator, boss.
There's a friend saying that her workplace has remote positions open. And
Oh. So you're trying to look at those?
nope, I was trying to get it for a friend.
Ah.
And but the training is in Cleveland. You have to live in Ohio to do it.
Oh, got to be careful going to
Unfortunate.
Ohio.
Yeah. But so she said, have him contact the one in Colorado and see if they have anything similar going on. And I was like, cool. But anyway, so what I was noticing was they were paying $18.85 an hour for remote, but it's $20 an hour if you'll go into the office. And I'm like, that's not enough.
So
That's actually not enough to pay for car maintenance and parking.
yeah.
And lunch away from home. That's not enough of a difference.
So they have differential pricing based on whether or not you'll show up.
Yep.
Okay, that's okay. Well, I
get
guess that's
it. That's
prerogative.
fine. That's a perfectly good way to do it. But you got to make your incentive. If you want people to go to the office, you have to make it so it'll pay for the car, the parking, and the lunch away
Yeah,
from
yeah.
home.
I was gonna say, what's the differential?
It's $18.85 for remote, $20 for.
Oh, it's only
going
$1
into the
something.
office.
So no, that's
Yeah,
not
no,
enough
that's
difference.
not enough.
You know,
Guys,
someone
it's
in HR doesn't know reality.
Yep. Guys, that's not even enough to pay the car payment. That's not enough to put gas in the tank.
Yeah. So when we get out of here, I got to open the door because Flap has decided that he needs to chew on me or jump on me or whatever.
All right, well, we're going up the road through the arrow. We're not going off to that thing
Okay.
on the side.
I'm gonna open the door here. So
ahead.
hang on a second. Yeah. Hang on, Flap. Come on in. Come on. Okay, Mr. Flap, come here. You want to be in my lap, you gotta come up here. Cause I got shit going on. Gotcha. Ah. Gotta hide the strings for my sweatshirt. Oh, where are you going? He doesn't know whether he wants to stay in here for the duration while I'm streaming. He's like, you closed the door, Dad. I don't know whether I like that or not. Come here. Get off of my keyboard. Okay. Say hi, Flap. Hi, Flap.
Hi, Flap.
All right. Sits. You must sit. Or at least semi-regular park it. All right. Anyway. I may have to move again, but we'll see. For the moment, he's perched on my lap.
Woot.
There he goes. Okay, he's settling. Starting to settle. He's starting to claw my chest.
I had the weirdest dream last night. I dreamed that Kurt and I had the car packed. We're going somewhere. I don't know if we were moving or just going on a trip. But we were bringing the cats, so we were probably moving. And I was looking around for Malfurion, and he was hiding in the toilet.
Yeah.
And somebody had pooped on him.
Oh,
And
no.
I was like, what the? Who didn't notice that the cat was in the toilet? And Kurt was like, it was not me. And I was like, well, it couldn't be me. And it was
Maybe he
just
made himself, Malfurion made
bizarre
himself very
dream.
small.
Well, I mean, I think he could just fit in the toilet. But then I was like, nope, sorry, we have to bathe the cat. The cat has to have a bath before we can go.
Oh, God, yes.
So it was a huge, like, deal. A huge deal. It was so stressful, and I was so stressed out in this dream. I woke up and I'm like, oh, thank God. It's
Well,
not a dream.
I would
What
say
the hell
that
was that about?
trying to bathe a cat would be stressful anyway, so.
Well, I mean, we would have. Yeah, they don't they don't really need baths that much, but sometimes they do. Very
Yes.
once in a while, they get messy enough, covered
So
in
we-
human feces. Yeah, they would have to be bathed.
Yeah, we
so.
used to use a allergenic shampoo on the cats when we first got them.
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah, but which is, it's a powder though.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's not something that we've had to do for quite a while.
Yeah.
You got friends?
Ours.
You got
Yep, we got
friends?
friends.
Hey,
We're gonna have to
friends.
murder some friends.
How's it going, friends?
We're stopping these guys from collecting their data. So we're tearing down all their computer garbage.
Ripping out their cell towers.
We're ripping out their cell towers. Like a couple of bosses. We're gonna go around. We're not gonna try to go through. We're gonna go on the road.
On the road again?
Because if we try to go through, we'll just end up getting stuck on some of this broken hospital and broken spaceship.
Yeah, I remember this being kind of a pain in the ass to get around.
Yeah, you gotta stay on the road, or
So,
you just
and some of the quests is like,
lost.
yeah, just go here, and it's like, well, where's here?
Yeah, you have to
You go
really
around
look at
one
the
way,
road
and it's like, oh,
carefully
nope.
and be like, okay, I'm gonna stay on the road, the main road, and the little side roads, and that's the only way to roll. Because otherwise, you spend a lot of time just going, where am I? Where am I, man? We're probably gonna have to stop and murder some Rakghouls, but we'll see.
I have no idea whether my YouTube stream is still working or not. Apparently.
Oh, you want to stop and check?
No, because it's been not working for a while, like about a week. So I'm supposed to be broadcasting to both, and it suggests the plugin I have, which is a pretty good plugin, suggests that it's okay and everything's working, but when I go into YouTube, it's like nothing's there. And I do like a because YouTube's like very hands-on. You have to you can't just go on and stream. You have to go in and set up a you have to set up like, I'm going to be streaming at this time, and here's all the info on it. And which is good. I do it like a week ahead of time, and it's been working fine up until now. And now it's like not working. And I go in, and it's like all the little things that I've set up are still sitting in there. None of them have been used. Because you have to set up like the actual stream and either turn it on or whatever. And it's like, I used to have to go into YouTube and turn it on manually. But when I got this add-on, it's like, yeah, I don't have to do that anymore. Yay. Apparently, I'm going to have to go back to doing that.
Well, that stinks.
Yeah, it sucks because you can't doing that, you can't set it up ahead of time. Which is, yeah, you have to do it on the fly, and that's kind of a pain in the ass.
Here they come!
No, they're not. Shoot him already. I keep aiming at him, he doesn't shoot. It's like, come on.
Yeah, he did a really weird little line of sight thing there. All right.
He was behind the box, probably.
Yep. Alright, off we go again. Wahoo!
Flap has settled in. He is cozy as can be right now.
Yay. Was he too upset when you guys lost the other one, or did he look for him at all?
I think that Buzz was more upset because Buzz was a littermate. Or not. Buzz and Woody were in the same room when we adopted them. So
yeah,
they were together. They've been together since they were kittens and stuff. So when Woody passed away, it was like, yeah, that was probably a little harder for his buddy.
A little harder for Buzz.
Yeah.
I am not looking forward to Odie going because, I mean, he's 11, but Hector's gonna be
I'm not just the pretty sidekick
devastated.
buster.
He's gonna be really upset. Because he's been there since... Oda's been around since Hector was a baby. Tiny baby. So I hope we don't have to deal with that situation for a while. It stinks that they just don't live very long.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be a while, though.
I think Buzz is... I want to say Buzz is like 12, 13. So he's doing pretty good, considering all the health issues he's had.
Yep.
He had to be irradiated and all that fun stuff. He had thyroid issues, so...
Yep. Mal and Val have had really good health, considering.
Yep, I'm going to scan this.
They're both a couple of fat asses, but... They're pretty healthy fat asses.
Right. Oh, you're up there. I was waiting for you to get in front of me. It's like, you already are.
My bestie had a cat that she loved, she actually called her name was the fat ass. The fat ass was a great cat. She was fun.
Well, that's Buzz. He's a fat ass, but he's a lovable fat ass. The roofing
talking
contractors.
About you. Malfurians.
Oh yeah, the roofing contractors we've had over the last week has been pretty stressful for the cats. Both of them have been hiding out, trying to find some place in the house where it doesn't sound like someone's walking around on the roof, which is yeah.
Yeah, that's not great.
That's not working.
All right, I gotta
well.
take a phone call. Let me know if you can see it.
All right. And you're still dialing. Nope. No phone call. Well, I can see that you're talking to something.
So Chance is injured, and now he's gonna use the code on me to make sure that I come and help him.
Oh.
He said that he was not going to use the code, but he totally did, because he's a bastard.
Yeah, it's not good. Okay, so now we got to go.
Yep.
Help Chance out.
Yep.
Take a chance.
You mean put a laser bolt in his head? Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to kill that guy.
You implanted in me, I'm going to implant in you.
Yep. Take this. For mind control. I'm shutting yours down. How about that?
Frontal lobotomy. Kapow.
Just because I'm an Imperial and the people who run me probably put it in there in the first place, that don't give you the right to get in there and mess with it.
Oh, I was going to tell you, Wifey and I went to go see a really interesting documentary last night. It's a local story, so it was kind of pertinent, and it was free. So it's like, hey, yeah. But it had to do with a situation similar to Tulsa, where they basically eliminated an area that they wanted a particular area, and they had redlined this particular area, so it was like, yeah. But it involved local area, so Alameda County, which is the county that I live in, and Hayward conspired to get rid of this lower income and very diverse locale.
Mm-hmm.
And by not providing them any services, not providing them any fire service. Well, they did provide them fire service and stuff like that, but they just didn't support them.
And when was
that
this?
well. This was in the 1940s and 50s, and they basically wiped an entire neighborhood. It was like I forget how many square miles.
Thank you.
They wiped
Crazy.
it
I'm not.
off.
Terrible.
Please listen.
Iana's cell is in here somewhere. The scientist Kai Sazin needs to repair the ultra-wave transmitter. The scientist will only meet with SIS. Tell her the password. Gemstone.
She won't know anything went wrong. I'm one of you, after all.
Good. Good. If you can patch me up, I can... Ah! If you patch me up, I can get to an evac point. Keyword, Anna, Mod... Ah!
You can't say it, can you? Goodbye, Chance.
Please. Please.
She's not going to even patch him up or put a bolt in his head.
Clever.
She's just going to let him die.
But you can't kill them all this
Yep.
way.
Yeah, that's true, Bug Boy.
He didn't say it. An unknown voice did.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought it was Bug Boy that talked to him. Talked to her. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So you got something inside here we got to go after?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We must kill all these things.
So anyway, part of the documentary was, you know, what have they done for these folks 60 years later kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, the city of Hayward issued an apology, but it took the county another 5 years or something like that before they issued an apology. And there have not been any oh, that was good. The guy died under the grate, so you can't touch him. Can you get him?
I got it.
I can't get him. He's... Oh, there he is. Okay. All right. Yeah. It was pretty bad. But, I mean, the interesting part about the documentary was they had some of the... They did interviews with some of the kids that had grown up there. And there were still some of the original homeowners and such that were there. And they're scattered all over, of course. But this area was... It was raised... And it was it was near the bay, and they just turned it into an industrial zone. So the county took it over, eminent domain. They paid people that had homes $2,000 to get out.
Great.
And they didn't pay them any fees to go anywhere else except, you know, here's $2,000, now go. And yeah, it wasn't very good. So... Reparation discussion has been ongoing for quite a while, and it's not going anywhere. So, but they had a couple of the folks that were actually there, and they were talking about it, and it was interesting. It was very interesting. One gentleman, I guess, had been a local coach, and he's been very active as part of the on the recommendations on what to do and stuff like that. And
That's really cool, like a community documentary. That's neat.
it is. Yeah, if you're interested in it, it is called The Apology. And let's see, it's apologymovie.com is the website.
Oh, I thought I had a thing to click on over there, and I didn't.
Well, I've got something I'm going to scan over here before it disappears. So, too late.
We're just gonna have to clear the whole area because I've got 2 more robots to kill.
Okay. Well, I'm going to get this droid over here, so that's where the robot's probably.
Yep.
Hopefully you'll get credit for this.
Yep.
Good.
Woohoo.
And then another droid.
And loot. XP and loot.
Oh no. So your 3-year-old wants you to sing to him or to sing to her? I guess you go upstairs, Pete.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got people you're killing over there. Sorry, I went the other way. I don't even see where you are.
Upstairs.
Oh, you went upstairs. Okay, I started to go up the other staircase and then I missed. I thought you were still downstairs.
Nope.
Bonus mission complete. Yay.
Yay. I don't think I have... Nope, I have one friend that has little tiny children still. Seth has little tiny children.
Yeah,
He
most
has
of, I
his
mean,
daughter, she's
unless
3, I think.
unless we're
And then the new baby. New baby.
ah,
Brand new.
it's interesting how the kids latch on to the TV shows and stuff. So, yeah, Maltor was
Doctor,
his daughter wants him to sing
I'm
to her.
with the SIS. Password gemstone.
So interesting
You agreed to meet
lore
with us?
point. This lady,
Don't move. Just
Dr. Anna Sells, she's a quest
barely know
giver.
how to
If
fire
you
one
are
of these
in
things.
here in the Republic side, she gives
Yes.
You
you a
have
whole
no
bunch of
idea how
quests to
glad I
do.
am to see you. I've been hiding from that Jedi for weeks.
Kids
What do
have
you
good
know
rituals,
about Kai
though.
Sazin?
I mean, they could
Let me
have a
show
lot
you
worse
something.
rituals
I
than
kept
having
it
you
with
sing
me
to
as
them.
evidence.
Dr. Cell, you haven't returned my calls. That's disappointing. The Jedi have plans for the Rakghouls, but
And
I
the
can't
voice
move forward
of
without your
this
support.
character, Kai
Turn
Sazin, is
yourself
also
over
the
to the
same
Nikto,
voice
or I'll make
actress
my case
that
to you in
does
person.
Satil Shunt.
Oh, yeah.
She's not a Jedi. She already killed Dr. Vernon and Professor Vrawl when I couldn't fix some transmitter. I'm the last Rakghoul expert on Terrace.
I think
She
you need
needs
to
you to
have
complete
a
a device for
expert.
controlling Rakghouls.
Yeah.
Of course she does. She's completely crazy.
Isn't she the one that does the
If that's yours,
tries the
I can
vaccine?
wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I remember. Yeah.
You interact with her a lot on the Jedi,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
What is it?
Cypher, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I believe I have a solution for both you and Dr. Cell.
Care to explain that?
Let me speak to the scientist, please.
You have a phone call.
Who is this?
Dr. Eckhard Loken. I'm going to be your assistant and be captured in your place.
Are you joking?
I wouldn't joke about this, Doctor. I saw your lecture on xenometaphoric epidemiology, and a mind like yours should be kept safe. Imagine, Kai Sazin takes me instead of her and brings me to the ultra-wave transmitter. I signal you and you find
Oh,
everything you
no.
want in one place.
Would
That's
Kai
a-
Sazin believe this man is your assistant?
What's the difference between a Hirano strain of the Rakghoul virus and the Bozan variant?
Aside from the phenotypic switching controversy?
She'll believe him.
Doctor,
Yes,
please
this is
contact the
true.
authorities on an unsecured channel. Tell them your assistant is at these coordinates and must be found.
It's
I
your
gotta read
life on
this.
the line. Just be careful. Both of you.
Malter says, I heard during COVID the goth anti-vaxxers
One
refused
final
to listen to
concern.
the cure.
Once I'm captured, the Republic may attempt to jam my signal to you. I suggest you use this time to sabotage their jamming stations. By the time you're done, I'll surely be in enemy hands.
And then he says, dad jokes are
Sound
allowed
info.
here. And I go, yes, they are definitely allowed here. And I'll even accept them from people who aren't dads.
Alright, now we gotta get out of this place.
Gotta get out of this space.
And then we gotta go do another thing. Disable the jamming station. The quest is called Thieves and Liars.
So my kid's ritual, Maltor was talking about his daughter wanting, him to sing is her ritual now. And our kid's ritual was
Ant's dead.
reading Bambi.
R.I.P.
Oh, he's dead? Finally? Still?
Yep.
So they wanted me to read Bambi, and I got so tired of reading Bambi every night, I decided that I would start spicing it up a little. And so Bambi had various alternatives. Alternative storylines, which were a lot of fun. It's like I did the Bambi versus Godzilla for the kids, and they actually enjoyed that one. But it was always like, Dad, why are you doing this? This isn't the way it works. And it's like, oh yeah, it is tonight. But no! It's like, yeah, that's how we do things here.
My mom used to read us The Hobbit.
Maltor says Bambi with an M60 machine gun is called Rambi.
Yes.
I still can't get on my mount. Oh yeah, I can. There we go. All right.
Well, we gotta kill these guys.
Oh, we gotta go through them? Oh, okay. Okay, they're dead.
Off we go! My mother used to read us The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, and she would do the voices.
Oh, we did the Harry
Gollum.
Potter series.
Did the best Gollum.
I let the kids go ahead and read the Tolkien on their own. It's like, no, you guys can read that stuff on your own. And they did. They read all of it.
And my mother used to do the voices, and she would sing the little songs. It was great. You know how the hobbits always have songs and stuff when they're traveling, and the elves and stuff. She would sing.
Potato. No, that's not a song. Never mind.
That thing where Bilbo in the movie talks about you step out your door and then suddenly you're on an adventure or whatever. That's a whole song in the thing. There's all sorts of songs. That thing that Samwise quotes when they're off in Galadriel's house. That's a whole song. He also sings a song when he goes up in the Orc Tower.
So Maltor says, did you know what Sam said to Frodo when they heard that he was going to IKEA?
What?
We're waiting for him to... Gotta wait for him to respond. Sorry.
Please don't be dirty. Don't be dirty.
Did you hear that, Mr. Frodo, the shelves, we're going to see the shelves. So I have to explain that Peep doesn't have the stream on, so she can't see the dialogue. So I have to read
My
it.
computer's not really pimpy enough to do both at the same time.
And I've got an app that reads everything to me, so that's how I can catch stuff. Luckily.
I'm not anti-dirty joke, by the way. I'm anti-Tolkien material mixed with dirty jokes. I don't like those mixed together.
No Hobbit sex jokes? Is that what you're saying?
No, thank you.
Okay.
I don't want any of that on Tolkien.
No furry
ever.
feet kind of thing? Yeah, all right.
No.
Where are you going?
Ever. I don't know. I gotta get to this thing over here, and I think we're gonna have to go around the big wreck. Yep, we gotta get through these recon droids.
All right, no worries. I'll go recon I'll go recon some of them over here.
Recon their faces.
Oh yeah. He says don't watch Futurama if you don't want the dirty jokes.
I don't care about dirty jokes. I just don't want them in my talk.
Well, that's
you know
what.
How... Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Of people around me.
It's one of the best dirty jokes is about hobbits, and it's like, okay. You'll have to tell that joke when Peep's not on. I'm cool with the jokes, but yeah.
You don't need my Tolkien soiled with people's silly dirtiness. Dirties.
Oh, you don't. You're not into the hobbit sex, I guess. Okay.
Because it's a memory from my childhood that's super important, so
I get it.
I don't need any of that in there. Because it's weird and gross. Alright, personal holocom time.
Alright. I'll sit here and watch you take a personal call.
Dr. Loken's calling, and he says he's not going to get another chance. He's inside the base. She and her people are housed in an abandoned tunnel system in the main Republic compound, and the transmitter's there. When I get there, he's going to do his best to cause a ruckus. But he wants me to get there soon, so we got to go help Dr. Loken cause a ruckus. So we got to go around the big wreck again. Causing a ruckus. We're gonna bring the ruckus. He wants us to bring the ruckus. Woo-hoo. I'm on my space pig mount. Is he a pig or a kitty?
So Melter says the best joke in the Lord of the Rings, I guess didn't make it into the film. He says Tom puts on the one ring and was like, "Gold doesn't suit me. Have it back." This is such a shame it didn't show up in the movie. It would have been fun to see their faces.
I'm not seeing where I'm supposed to go. It's a tunnel. Is it down?
Down below?
Yeah, it's down. Up. See the entrance right there? Whoa!
Yeah, where the guy's like down there?
Yeah, I almost died.
Splat.
Yeah, I splatted myself.
I'm going to get off my mount so I get healed here.
You alright?
Yeah, Mako's like, "Are you alright?" Well, I will be.
I will be in a minute.
As soon as you finish repairing my ass.
Whoa! I couldn't even... I fell down the hill. Yeah.
Alright.
That's why I play video games, because if that was real life, we would have died.
Oh, I was looking at the other areas where we have to go in. The one with the gold star in front of it.
Yeah.
Splat.
We're gonna have to go around the Daily Popper. The big power tower, or whatever.
Oh. Let's see.
And back up.
Oh, you went... Okay, back around this way?
I can't figure out... Yeah, I can't figure out where... I thought that was the tunnel entrance.
There you are.
I thought that was the tunnel entrance, but it wasn't. So I gotta get back up and try again.
Yeah, there's a lot of these quests where it's like, where the hell is the place that you're supposed to be? So I didn't think they'd make you jump like that in order to get to an entrance.
No, you would have been... If that was the entrance, you would have been intended to go around.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it. I just went the wrong way. I took a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
It's okay. We got the
Anyway.
XP the hell out of some stuff back there, so it's cool.
Yeah, anyway, he's talking about the Tom Bombadil stuff in the movie. That it doesn't get into the movie. The gold doesn't suit me stuff.
Yeah.
Tom Bombadil. That did not make it into the film. Too much of it. It would have made it way too long, I guess. And it was already pretty gosh darn long.
I was going to say it was long as it was, you know.
I love the director's cuts, and I watch them pretty
Oh yeah, I like the long stuff too.
Once
I don't
a
care.
year. And I watch all the special stuff that came with it, and all the backgrounds. All right, we're gonna have to murder our way through some of these people, I think.
I don't know where you went. Oh, there you are.
I'm
You're
hugging
running
the
around,
wall.
running around the tents.
I'm hugging
For
the
all-
wall, trying to figure
For
out
all
if we can
intents
get
and
out of here.
purposes.
Yes. I'm trying to hug the wall and see if we can get out of here without having to fight through all these guys. And I think I just discovered the way. Okay. Just hug the tower and we'll get up to the road.
As opposed to hugging the tree.
Yeah, I don't want to be a tree hugger. You want to be a tower hugger. Other way. We're gonna have to kill some people.
At some point.
Oh no. Terrible. Okay. Killing people. That's not what we're here for. Oh wait, yes it is.
Murder!
Murder! Okay.
Yeah, we got to kill to get into this place anyway. You want to take out the droid on the left?
Let's do it. There's going to be a whole bunch of guys on both sides of the wall. Either side once we go through, so we should... Let's just go to the left. We
Okay.
might get a group on the right anyway, but...
So Malter
We're
says
definitely gonna get one on the left.
Tom was too powerful to be in the story any longer. To be honest, he's perfect as he is, I believe, and kind of relatable because of it.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be in the movie, really. It's more of a... He's more of a lore item, if you will. He's not really an active participant in the tale. He just kind of... He's a quest giver for the
Yeah.
hobbits.
Here we go.
And he saves them from the barrel whites. Yeah, they didn't do the barrel whites scene, and everybody was like, how are they... When they were planning how they were going to get them their little weapons, Peter Jackson was just like, well, we're not doing the barrel whites, because we're not doing Tom Bombadil, and you can't get into any of that, so... At a certain point, Aragorn just has to go, here you go! And that's what happened.
90% of Saruman's power is nothing to him, but he has his love and his perfect spot to settle down, so he's like, just go out and about to leave us in peace. They're now elven blades instead of Numenorians.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly.
I'm coming. I'm having to read the screen too. Sorry about that.
We're almost there.
All
We
right.
gotta go all the way to the end and then hug the wall.
You want to go? You want to get the left or the right side? Never mind.
We have to go to the south. So we need to go, yeah. I mean, we can't kill everybody in here because it'll take too long.
Yeah.
But let's try to thread the needle here. We're gonna get somebody, but hopefully we won't get too
Nope,
many.
we're not getting
Hey,
anyone.
we threaded the needle.
We had
Woo!
a few people watching us, but that was it.
Good. We went fast enough by that they didn't get us. All right, we're gonna have to murder these robots and some of these soldiers. All right. Now here we go. Doodaloo, 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 doodaloo. I have to take a phone call. I'm sorry, so much of this is phone call. That's upsetting.
No, are you on the call again? Not yet,
I will
huh?
be in a second.
Okay.
I wanted to get to a safe place.
So if I remember right, a Borrow White is only a little weaker than a Balrog. He sang a silly song to vanish it.
Yep. Yeah, but Tom Bombadil was super powerful. So. Agent Chance has failed to report in. I wonder why. Therefore, I have to assume he's compromised. You are now primary on this mission. Understood. I did the keyword again. Your new objective is to retrieve the ultrawave transmitter from Kai Seizin. I'll get it.
So I just looked down.
May the
Flap
force
is
be with
completely
you.
curled up in my lap now.
Ah. So he basically just he just did the keyword and then wished me well with "May the force be with you," and it's like, yeah, may the force give you indigestion. How's that? Jerk face.
Yeah, may the force not run up your butt.
No, I hope it does. I hope it does run up his butt.
Okay.
I hope the force makes him constipated. As you get older, you learn what things are genuinely really terrible, right? Like, I hope you have hemorrhoids. Like, you just stop wishing for people like, I hope you die. I hope you die and burn in hell. No. I hope you get hemorrhoids, and I hope that you have a really hard time getting rid of them. Ah ha 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 ha. I hope you wake up in the middle of the night with gas pain. And I hope it takes long enough to resolve that your sleep is completely interrupted and your whole next day is completely
I hope you get sleep apnea.
I hope you fix something and you can't find your screwdriver and you have to buy another one of that particular type, but then you find the one that you lost.
He says the ancient Gallic had one of the worst curses. Maethis Narshakara. Oh, if you eat that you may not shit. Yeah. Ouch.
Nice. A little constipation curse.
Yeah.
See, they knew how
May
to
your
curse.
bowels be bound.
Excellent. Yeah, they used to use the word egg bound for constipation. I don't know how far back it goes, but that's a good word. Why egg bound? I do not know, but that's what they did.
Yeah, it's a gold star. Another Nico.
Yeah. Oh. May you be late for work and realize that you need gas. That's another curse.
That was my kid's car this morning when I went to go move it. It's like, oh, dude, you don't have any gas.
May you try to put milk in your cereal and find that it's curdled after you put it in the bowl.
Oh.
Come on, you've got to come up with some good ones. I can't be the only one that can do, ordinary life curses. Because
Malthor's
death is like not a good curse. Because the thing is, I mean, yeah, you're dead, but then it's done. You know, you're not suffering because you're dead.
Oh yeah, that's a definite real life one. Ugh. May
What
you
did he
sip
say?
from hot coffee, but get a cold one.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Modern life curses.
May your Nespresso clog when you're late for work.
Maybe you make a whole sandwich for your lunch and then open it up when you get to work and realize that you have a big spot of mold on the bread that you missed.
Well, cold brew's fine. If you, like you said, if you expect it, that's cool. Well, actually, it's cold. It's not cool. But yeah, if you're not expecting it, that can really wake you up in a way that you don't want to be woken up.
May every system on your computer insist on upgrading on raid night.
May your memory clot... No, I'm not even going to say that because then it'll happen.
Don't curse yourself.
Yeah, no kidding. That's what happened yesterday. It's like my computer ran out of memory and it's like, I wasn't able
We're
to...
putting on a lot of XP this run, just
yeah.
with the trash.
I'm not getting squat. I got 51, but he's not moving very far. We gotta get this guy over
You
here.
are.
again?
You're almost 52.
No, I'm not.
Oh, I am.
According to my bar, I'm
really
like less than halfway.
No, wow. No, I don't know why I'm so far ahead of you. I don't have any bonuses.
Yeah, I'm kind of
not
crawling
using
along
an
here at a snail's
bonus or
pace.
anything. Do you have an XP bonus? You should put it on. Because they drop off of all of the quests as you go through, you know? Oh gosh, it's almost 2 o'clock.
Getting there, we got about 4 minutes.
Yeah. Let's try to get through this as quickly as we can.
Let's just plow through these guys and go.
Yeah, I've got a lot of work to do today, and I got a 7. I'll get to this quest objective quickly. Get it done, and then get off. I got work to do. Work for the client. The busy client. The client having a conference. The one that needs all the printing. Okay. Off we go. Alright. Here we go. Role-playing scene up ahead.
Ooh, may you find half a worm in your apple.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay, now we get to see your scene here.
The song of the universe becomes cacophonous.
I
Be
like my
wary.
outfit. I think it looks cool.
Funny. When the Nikto said a girl was coming after me, I thought she'd be a challenge.
Ooh.
And when I heard a Jedi was leading a Nikto cult, I thought she'd be older than 12.
It is her. She who killed my brothers.
Easy, Fentar. We can call each other names, but I'm about to become ruler of all Terrace. And then, when I own this place, I'll take my cult
do you
and
wanna
my
be a
Rakghouls
ruler on
and make
this
a nasty
planet?
little paradise for anyone who swears loyalty.
You want to
Why?
rule a world?
It's my destiny.
Why do you
wouldn't
want to rule
understand,
this
but
world?
then, neither does the Republic.
Kutogi kumpa, Gigi no liamakachisa.
I can't
Not
reach
now.
any of the guards.
I'm going to deal with
Wait
you.
a second.
I am going to kill you. And then back to business.
Okay.
Alright. Defeat keep the followers, and then we're gonna murder her. Boom. Alright.
Oh, you cheating little... Ugh. The Nikto said you were good, but I'm still their savior. When I'm gone,
for
they'll
you.
sing the death song of Threshalu. What do you say to that?
You should become a
You're
Sith.
strong, ambitious, and you have no loyalty to the Republic. There's a place for you in the Empire.
Are you... Is that why you came all this way? To stop me and then recruit me when I'm down?
Pretty much.
Your position among the Sith would be secure. The only price I ask is the ultrawave transmitter.
My ticket to freedom. I could live with being called Lord Sazin. The Nikto will retrieve your payment. But I need to go, before the Republic comes to see what all the fuss is about.
Well, see ya.
See you, bye.
Oscar Stupa.
Rakghoul. I promise it is. Da-da-da, superhero Rakghoul.
And now he's really cool now.
Uh-oh. Oh, sorry. Pardon me. Excuse me. Oh, I'm aware, Rakghoul.
This
He's pretty
dude's
cut
buff.
for an old guy.
Yeah, I was going to say, this guy's buff.
How
Oh, there we go.
invigorating.
How invigorating. I love that.
Now he's got his Hanes all in a bunch there.
I hope you don't mind that I freed myself. I wanted the chance to look through Kai Seizen's research.
You tried to play me from the beginning. Now I'm out of patience.
Yes, you are.
I was hoping to smooth things over by recovering the ultra-wave transmitter for you, but you clearly didn't need the help.
Your scent is purely human. How?
You're understandably suspicious. As soon as we distance ourselves from the Republic Army, I promise to answer all your questions.
No more delays, Doctor. Explain.
The short version, then. Yes, I used you to gather data on the Rakghouls. Kai Seizen was collecting research, you were after Kai Seizen. And as you've seen, I'm using the data for a side project. I find the Rakghoul virus bracing.
Get a team in! Something's going on!
That would be the Republic.
Kind of like
Maybe reconvene
Aqua
later.
Velva bracing. Let's throw some
That's
Rakghoul on him.
Hit him in the face.
Fair enough. I'll see you back
Fair
at
enough.
base.
That's the thing about Imperial guys is when you punch them in the face, they go,
All right, I
"Alrighty,
deserve
I
that.
deserve that."
All right. Let me go
All right,
grab this.
that's gotta be it. So let's go ahead and quick travel out of here.
All right, where are we going to quick travel to? Anywhere?
Anywhere, it doesn't matter.
All right. I think
I want
I'll
to quick
go.
travel out of here because if I go to my stronghold, the stronghold has a bug where if you log out in the stronghold, sometimes it'll deposit you where you last were.
Oh, okay. And being in the middle of this is probably not a good idea.
That's
All
not
right.
what I want to do.
So I see you at
I'm
the
just
Greater
gonna-
Command Base. Is that where you are?
Yep,
Okay.
and I'm going to go down into the resting area of the command base and then log out because
Okay.
I got work to do. But I've had a good run. It was really fun and
Yeah.
had a good time. Thanks for hanging out with us, dude.
Yeah, Melta, thank you so much
appreciated
for
it.
hanging in there. And I hope the coffee comes out warm for the wifey. And let's see. I'm going to be back. Yeah, he goes, nice hearing you, Peep. If I don't see you before the next time I see you, have a good day. Have a good afternoon. Have a wonderful evening. Thanks for stopping by. Love you all. And I will see you soon. Bye now.